All right, hell yeah. Welcome back. So what we got here, I'm using a Vimeo screen recorder. So hell, we're just going to be able to pump these out so much faster. All right, this is that Upper Collison Creek, you know what I mean? That big old wave hit and a couple more. This is the island with Lower Collison Creek. And now here is Geek Wave. This is what we're going to talk about today, primarily Geek Wave, and then just kind of the finish. This whole system is called Lower French Kiss. So this is Upper French Kiss, also known as Lower Collison Creek. This is Upper Collison Creek, and this is Geek Wave Lower. This is Lower French Kiss. All right, so let's get to it. So yeah, what do we got here? Well, hell yeah, we have you know what I mean. We can just turn these full screen and just go for it. All right, so this. Whoa, where the hell are we? This is back at Little Z because all right, and I shouldn't be doing this to you. You're just like, what the hell? So anyway, because you have a Upper Collison Creek, Lower Geek Wave, Lower French Kiss. You have two unnamed rapids, so we're going upstream here. This was Little Z up here. So if we zoom into Little Z, this had that pyramid rock, and we just saw footage of just going down the right side, kind of punching this sticky wave. You know what I mean? Ain't no thing. You could go way far right if you wanted to, but now we're gonna see someone boof this rock right here. So it's called the boof, kind of the boof line. And so there, the footage is going to start just really close to this pyramid rock. So hell yeah, let's take a look. All right, so this is the pyramid rock right here, and I can actually just kind of go back a couple. Uh, okay, here we go, and we're gonna get full screen on this. Hell yeah! And so anyway, this is so the easiest line would be way over here on the right on Little Z. What we did see was someone just kind of punched this wave. So go back to Little Z if you wanted to look at that. I just wanted to do this as an addendum, and then just get on with it. We'll get on with Geek Wave. But hell yeah, let's do it. All right, booyah. So there's the booth, and that's kind of it. We're gonna get one more shot of this because hell yeah, once this kayaker goes over the booth, hell yeah, you can see this. This wave is a little bit punchy. You know what I mean? So there is a punchy wave to the right side of Little Z. All right, so guess what? We can just get on with it. So the next thing up is that so after Little Z, you had two unnamed rapids, and then you have Upper Collison Creek. So this is Upper Collison Creek.
All right, some more whitewater rafters here. Upper Collison
lining up for that one kind of big wave hit.
These guys just lining up
So
for some great hits. Let's see how they do.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Big old wave hit right there. But what we're pointing out is that Lower Collison Creek is just kind of right away. There it is. You have an island, slanted rock. Excellent. So now we kind of just know where things are in order, and we can get rid of that one. And so now at the island, this is the island. This is the rock. And in that video, just as a recap, I mentioned hey, you have this little pour over here. So you actually want to be kind of center left. You want to be kind of over here and then work your way back towards this tongue, the wave train down this side. And don't mess with any of the kind of sticky rocks that can get you hung up above the face of this undercut. All right, but we'll watch this just for a few seconds.
Big old wide entrance there in the middle of the river, and a big old wave train. You're just gonna finish out right down the center of that wave train. Very self-explanatory and easy rapid.
Hell yeah. All right, so we did it, and actually, I actually want to pause this video. I'm going to make another one, and we're going to take a look at that Upper Collison Creek because we said it was like three waves. Well, the big wave hit, sure. There's like two. There's two in a row. You have a glassy wave leading into like a real stomp and hit, and then just below there, you do have another surf wave. So let's take a look at that. All right, hell yeah, this screen recorder is so dope. Oh, okay. So we just saw that Little Z, the same kayaker. We're doing the unnamed rapids. So this is where that unnamed rapid is. I have to zoom out because basically we're getting to. So hell yeah, there's Little Z. There's that booth. Pyramid rock to the right side. Here's the first unnamed rapid. We'll zoom on that. And then, yeah, again, we already went over that, but we have this little channel here. Hell yeah. So we're going to see that kayaker drop that little channel. We don't have any footage of the second unnamed rapid, but then, hell yeah, we'll be right in line with Upper Colliston Creek. We want to take a look at that. So let's go back to this footage, go full screen. And hell yeah. So this is that unnamed rapid, just a little, hell yeah, just a little boof. You know what I mean? Okay, perfect. Oh, whoa. So after this little boof, I better pause it right away. Okay, because now we're at Upper Collison Creek, and you see have this very distinct rock, this upper rock right here, and then this lower rock right here. This kayaker actually catches the eddy behind this rock, and so that's a fancy thing to do. Maybe you want to surf this wave. So again, this is Upper Collison Creek, and we know that there's a kind of a two wave set, with the second one just being real huge, just a real big stomp and hit. So anyway, so we're going to actually go back to our Google Earth, because okay, so this is the big wave hit right here, and we can even zoom in just a little bit. And then here is the rock that kayaker is going to eddy behind. Now, do you notice the rock up here? No, that's where, look at this. Booyah, there's the rock. This is a little bit lower flow, so hell yeah, there's that rock sticking way out of the water. But hell yeah, so that's that round rock. This is where the surf wave is. And then even this footage, hell yeah. See, this is the other place where that surf wave is. So we're going to follow this footage all the way through, because I already made the Upper Collison Creek rapid video, but this is such a good addendum. All right, so we're going to watch this footage. Hell yeah. So this kayaker is going to go right for that rock. You could probably just boof over that rock, maybe. Maybe not, but you can easily, yeah, there you go. Just boof it a little bit, catch the eddy. So, hell yeah. And this kayaker is not going to surf, you know what I mean? Just kind of peeling out. But that's cool. But now we're going to be able to see, look at that green kayak just surfed that third wave right there. Hell yeah. So that's a decent wave. I can't R1 surf that in my little raft. Hell no. But just good to know there's a second wave there. And that might be, something that you're in, pay attention to the smaller waves. And we might as well watch this all the way through, just so this is the part of the Gauley where you're just going to get lost. You know what I mean? You got Little Z, Upper Collison, the island, and this Lower Collison Creek. But now guess what? You know what I mean? What's next? Well, right around the corner. Hell yeah. You already see these rocks for Geek Wave. Okay, now we're at Geek Wave. Now the take-home point here is this is busy as. You know what I mean? Busy as hell. You ain't dropping near shore and catching that eddy. Don't do it as a kayaker. You're just gonna piss everyone off. You know what I mean? People are surfing their waves. That's what all the geeks. You know what I mean? They just live there. But anyway, and here's the main wave. So this kayaker is pretty sweet, because you do have this little shelf right here. You can just boof and then eddy into this shelf, drift down, and then cut across as a kayaker, and then you're easily catch that eddy. So instead of just making no friends and trying to drop in on people's surfs, and even if you drop in on this right side of Geek Wave, well, you might be going too fast. You know what I mean? So I was impressed. I was just, let's watch it then. You know what I mean? So this is great. This kayaker just drops right here, and then it's just in nice, slack water behind that eddy. And then booyah, a couple strokes across the wave train, and then you're just right in this play spot for Geek Wave. And we're even going to watch this kayaker surf it up. Might as well. You know what I mean? Might as well just kind of, yeah. I just stumbled across this kayaker's footage of everything on the Gauley. So we'll definitely incorporate this, especially because it gives you that point of view. You get to see that these drops are pretty steep. You got pour over ledges into nice surf waves. You know what I mean? So let's take a look at that. Look at this big tongue coming in. That's like a 3 foot drop of water, but it's into pretty big fluffy waves. Even in a raft, it's kind of intimidating, like going down and hitting those, because it is a surf wave and it can kind of stall your boat. All right, so we're gonna well, hell yeah, we can just move it right along. We even have our slides. Okay, so this is basically for today. We got Lower Collison Creek, to the Geek wave. But this picture is Lower Collison Creek, Slant Rock, all the way to Bud's Boner. So there's Bud's Boner right at the end, and that's significant. You know what I mean? Like I said, who cares to Bud's Boner? If you don't know anything about the first part of the Gauley, don't mess up Magnetic Rock and Entrance. Don't mess up Initiation. You know, you can watch my movie on Initiation, and then just lose your brain until Bud's Boner. And then once you can identify that, hell yeah, buckle up, because you got Insignificant right around the corner. And then here is okay, so you got Geek Wave, Lower French. This is Lower French Kiss. This Lower Collison Creek is also called Upper French Kiss, just to let you know. And then you have the Slant Rock, which will be our next video. All right, so there's Lower. Here's the island, slanted undercut. This is Lower Collison Creek. You got the Geek Wave, and then you got Lower French Kiss. Lower French Kiss really straightforward. We only have one little piece of footage of a raft going through there. I don't have any rafts dropping the Geek Wave. Couldn't find that. But we do have more kayakers playing around in the Geek Wave. Here's Ace's footage. I mean, just kind of these aerials. Yeah, hell yeah. This Geek Wave, you know, it packs a punch even in a raft. Holy Toledo. You're just like, what? We're just going to drop into that. I mean, it's a surf wave. You know, it's designed to stall whatever hits it. You know what I mean? So even though it's an easy feature, and this is what I want to point out. Let's say, like, even me, if I want to surf my R1 raft here, well, maybe I just surf the first one close to shore, because if my raft gets stuck and I swim, you know what I mean? I got to swim for this eddy. But that's the nice thing about the Upper Gauley. Look at that. It's just a lake. This water ain't moving in here. And so you could just, you know, if you swim fast, hell yeah, you just catch this eddy right here, or you got some time. You know what I mean? But, you know, this is the classic case where if your raft gets recirculated, you swim out, you know, you swim to this eddy, then your boat starts to drift away. Then you got to swim back at it. So that is a skill that you'd want to have as like a rafter, you know what I mean? Or especially if you're going to do R1, R2 stuff, swim back after your boat and then make sure you can work your way through here. Now this Lower French Kiss, it does have this, we're going to take a look at this. It's got this last little wave here. Go to the left. This is all finished down the left. Don't mess around with that. And maybe we'll get some, all right, Geek Wave, Lower French Kiss. There you go. All right, so here's another view of the Geek Wave. So you got this easier wave maybe right here, and then kind of a bigger. This is pretty stout out here. Yeah, even in a 14-foot raft, you could stall out, you know, have somebody pop out, but else you just kind of plug it in a 14-foot raft. But there you go. There you get to see the foam piles. They're pretty big. You know what I mean? And you get to see the drop. Since we got to see that point of view, yeah, you got a substantial drop down into a wave. And that's the thing. Coming from Western rivers, like I've never run a ledge drop river, but that's all you have out in the East. You're just like, whoa! I've never been 5 feet up and then gotten to drop down into you know, something, you know, and it's all low gradient, so you get a big pile, you get a hydraulic jump. See, Western rivers that are more gradient oriented, continuous gradient, sometimes you never have these. You could go your whole life as a boater and not paddle like a little ledge drop river. You're like, what? So that is the interesting thing about the Upper Gauley. Oh, and maybe we can just do it. Do we got footage of this? Hell yeah. And I think with Vimeo, we can just do it. So, got some... And they just plug this wave. All right, hell yeah. And you got all day to catch that eddy. So let's go back to here. Let's say you were, you know, let's say you did want to surf that. Now everyone's swimming right now. So if everyone was, let's take a look at it again. Now take a look at it. Hey, let's say you're dropping in R2 backwards. You know what I mean? That thing will flip your lunch. Hell yeah. But now what we're going to take a look at is, let's say it does flip your lunch. So you flip here, you swim, you get separated from your boat. Okay, now look at all this. So this is where you'll be swimming. And you probably don't even need to. This is actually pretty simple tail waves. But this is kind of for, this is definitely making the footage for me, to have that heads up awareness. Be like, hey, I want to play on that. Now, where are my outs? Because even when we get to second drop of Lost Paddle, we'll see a whole raft flip, or at least dump truck, a second drop Lost Paddle. Everyone's swimming through Six Pack Rock. They're swimming through the third drop, you know what I mean? And then they get their pieces put back together, barely, you know what I mean? With some help, everyone's helping out. But it's just good situational awareness of where you are and what your outs are. All right, that basically covers that. And I got to load up the other videos for watching the kayakers go through Geek Wave. But then, hell yeah, this Vimeo recorder is going to make my life so much easier and faster. And yeah, this is still rough around the edges, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. All right, hell yeah. So now we're going to look at the lower part of this rapid. I mean, I don't know if the whole thing is called Lower French Kiss, that which incorporates Geek Wave, or if it's kind of like, hey, that's the Geek Wave, and then this is Lower French Kiss. I don't think so. I think the whole thing's called Lower French Kiss, and it's got Geek Wave in it. But you do you. You do you. So anyway, all right. So there's Lower French Kiss. There's the Geek Wave, and we're just going to take a look at the line right here. So basically, look at this. So this is your tailwater. You know what I mean? There ain't a. See, this is always work from the bottom up on a rapid. Look at that. So you have this kind of V or tail waves. You have a tongue, and yeah, that's where you finish. I mean, you don't finish through here. Hell no. So obviously, you're going to be finishing on the left, but then you do have this pile of rocks right here. So we're just taking a look at a very, very simple. This rap is super simple, and when we're just probably making it more complex, but it'll help us read some of the other harder rapids as we go down the upper Gauley. So sure, you know what I mean, you can just kind of work your way through here and end here. But this feature right there, that's what we're going to take a look at. And do not hit this wave. There's no warning on this rapid. There's not marked as a known hazard on the upper Gauley, but it definitely this thing is a hazardous wave. You're just like, oh, what's that? You know what I mean? And it doesn't, like, I don't even know. I don't even how would you describe this wave? But we're gonna I will definitely tell you about it. Okay, yeah, okay. That's it for that. Let's take a look at that wave. So we're gonna go to Google Earth. All right, so this is the Geek Wave. This is that lower French Kiss, and this is our wave. Now, this is basically a fall flow, probably a little bit under. But now we're gonna go to not fall flow. So the river is dropped, and what do we see? We have a rock up here, and then a rock right here. We're gonna go back to our footage, and um, this isn't fall flow. This is just the only Google Earth with as much water. I mean, this is September, so this might be close to fall flow. And I don't know. We're going to watch some footage. But basically, you have a rock backed up by a rock. You know what I mean? So if you go over one, you're going to get in between the other one. And it's just a weird, funky place. And you can find these by looking at lower water, looking at the skeleton of the river and seeing where the rocks are placed. Anywhere where you basically have like a hole that's backed up by another rock, you know what I mean? Just even if a kayaker, maybe you go over this rock and then you get pinned, like the bow of your boat gets pinned, or even just the bow of your boat pops up, but then the stern gets like pinned. You know what I mean? That's what a stern pin is. So just be on the lookout for areas on the Gauley like this where you're just like, oh, it looks like a big old wave. Well, unless people have already talked about it, that's what I'm getting at. You know what I mean? uh go hit the meltdown line at Sweets Falls. Don't be tackling things where you're just like, oh, that looks like a cool wave. Do not get into that mindset on the upper Gauley. If it's a known feature that, like, yeah, like the meltdown, go do the meltdown a million times. I mean, I'd even go boof Energizer hole before doing anything. Kind of, you're just like, oh, I see a feature, I'm gonna hit it. Do not hit it. All right, so now we're going to just watch this whole footage. Now, this is going to be Geek Wave. This is real time. So we're just going to watch Geek Wave all the way down to that, basically, that lower French kiss. Like I said, this is probably all called lower French kiss, but that was the Geek Wave. And on the left, hell yeah, plenty of places you can fit as many kayakers in that eddy as you want, and just real slow water, very easy to swim. Get to shore if you're trying to surf some rafts there and having a good time. And you should be like that geek. This whole Geek Wave should be the first thing you should know about. Be like, hell yeah, I just want to get through those other wave trains, and I want to go play around at Geek Wave. And if you've signed up for the Upper Gauley, hell yeah, play around as much as you want. Don't get too tired. It's a big day out there, but hell yeah, you should be surfing up at Geek Wave. Maybe not in a 14-foot raft. Hell no. Keep going downstream. But if you're in a 10-foot raft, you know what I mean? Just like R1, R2, R3, hell yeah, surf that stuff up. Whoa, I'm not even paying attention. Okay, so yeah, they're looking that way. Okay, so now they're looking this way. And what do we see? Down here is our left side, and we're basically going to be going from this part of the river down that left side. We'll take a look. This video actually comments on that feature on the right that you don't want to hit. I have no idea what they said. That's a tough something. It looks like a parking block. I have no idea, but I think I did a good job of explaining what the hell that was. And then don't hit stuff like that in the Upper Gauley. Only hit known hits and go for it. You can go big. You know what I mean? You signed up for the Upper Gauley. Go do it. All right. So that concludes. Holy Toledo. That was sweet, though. I think that was a lot of information, a lot faster, a lot better. We're using the Vimeo screen recorder. We're doing it. That was Geek Wave Lower French Kiss Rapid, and that's a video. Oh hell no, that's not a video. No. We have way more footage. Okay, let's get to our other footage. All right, hell yeah, that wasn't a video. Look at this. Look at this. Ducky is gonna surf that first wave. This is Geek Wave. This is the first wave. Well, let's see how they do. Holy hell yeah. Size. Oh yeah, the ducky is the tool of choice for the Upper Gauley. You got a ducky, a substantial ducky. You want two big tubes, though. You want a decent ducky. I don't think you need to be careful with the ducky, but hell yeah, you can duck in the Upper Gauley. It's great fun. All right, so now this is catching it on the fly. This is an actual kayaker. This is the National Park Service. All right, well, I don't know why it's not loading. Come on. All right, here we go. Hell yeah.
For a little bit closer to you.
Catching it on the fly.
Nice little spin. All right.
Hell yeah. And who knew there was a second wave there? You know what I mean? Well, let's go back to our footage. So hell yeah. So here's Geek Wave. Yeah. So he had, good to know. There's a second wave here for a kayaker to surf. Surf this one and then you'll hit another one. Way cool. All right, now we're going to finish with some old school footage. R2. Hopefully it's not busy. You can just drop in the Geek Wave. Just like this R2 does. All right, that's the main wave. That's out in the middle of the river. So it's that main wave. Hell yeah! See, it's steep. It's a big pile. And look at that. So you're just swimming. Swim back to the raft. All right. Hell yeah. All right. So that's Geek Wave. That's Lower French Kiss Rapid. We did it. And guess what? That's a video.
We are here at Geeks and Heroes. This is a nice big wave hit in the raft, and for kayakers, a great surfing option. You can see our friend Tom there right now, flipping and flopping, having a good old time in that surf wave. Now for a little bit closer view. Woo-hoo. Nice little spin. All right. How are you guys doing?